to Exploring Tarot. My name is Sandi, and today I wanted to tell you about my very first tarot deck that I ever got. And that was the Londa Tarot by US Games. Now this tarot deck is out of print. It has been out of print for quite a while. This is quite a funny story, to be honest, and I haven't read with this deck since I was a teenager. My grandmother gave me this deck, or she bought me this deck. Let me back up a little bit. We were visiting my grandparents. They live in Sweden, in northern Sweden. And we usually visited them a couple of times a year. And they live up in the mountains in Sweden, northern Sweden. And we were having a day trip to a little town called Wilhelmina. And in this town, back in the 90s, late 90s, there was this gorgeous little gift shop that I loved to go into because it had all kinds of, special things like salt crystal lamps and dream catchers and tarot decks and the kind of gift shop. I mean, it wasn't a full-blown esoteric shop, but it definitely was leaning that way. And I absolutely adored this shop and dragged my grandma into that shop whenever we went to visit. And this time when I dragged her in there, this deck just caught my eye. I must have been 13 or maybe 14 years old. And I think my grandmother could tell that I was really drawn to it. So she bought me this deck along with a little white book that was specifically written in Swedish. And also this gorgeous, as far as I can remember, now I might be remembering wrong, but she also got me this lovely wooden box to store my deck in. And it's like the perfect exact size to put a tarot deck in there. So for as long as I can remember, I stored that deck in this box. And I just so I started my tarot journey when I was 13, 14 years old. After my grandmother bought me this deck, I was laughing because I'm remembering the lit candles in my dark room down in the basement, and the black silk scarf that I had gotten from my great grandmother, one of her stashes, and I used that as my tarot reading mat. I was sat cross-legged on the floor, and I would, shuffle them with venerans and put them out there and read from the guidebook and trying to learn what they were, what they meant. Now, had I had any idea about tarot before I got this deck, I probably would not have chosen this deck. This was not an easy deck for a little teenager to read. I think I was drawn to it because of the art on the box was it was just so, me as a teenager, a little bit mysterious, a little bit gothic, dark, and yeah, that's probably why this became my first deck. Now, I never fully learned or got very far in tarot as a teenager. I don't think I was quite ready for it. Now, my first oracle deck I got myself not that long afterwards, and it's like the complete opposite of this deck. And that was the Doreen Virtue Fairy Oracle. I can't remember if that's the correct name for it, but I will put a picture of it up here. And unfortunately I don't have that deck anymore. I can't remember where it's gone or if we got rid of it. I have no idea. But I remember using that oracle quite a lot. I did read for my friends a little bit with these, putting on all the airs of being mysterious. Oh, I was such a... yeah, it was happy days, But after that, I put away tarot for many, many years. Always taking out the deck every now and then and looking through it and just experiencing the deck. And then a few years back, maybe 5 or 6 years ago now, I suddenly just decided I'm going to finally pick up and start studying tarot again. So then I bought a couple of more decks, a regular Rider-Waite-Smith, and started watching a bunch of YouTube videos. And now here we are, and I have a bunch of decks, and I still haven't read with this deck since I was a teenager. I've only just sat here and looked through them and, reminisced a little bit about the days, because these images just really, they just really remind me of my teenage years so much. It's just they catch the whole vibe of my teenage years. It's so funny how it's obvious why I chose them. I felt drawn to this artwork because of who I was as a teenager, and now looking at these images, that's all I see. I just see me as a teenager, a little Sandra sitting there on her floor pretending to be a tarot reader. Oh, I was so precious. I can laugh at myself looking back at it. But yeah, that was my first tarot deck, and I just wanted to show it to you just quickly, not make a huge long video this time. If you want me to make a longer video of this deck, then let me know. It's a very pretty deck in a lot of sense, but I think perhaps now, when I'm a little bit more well versed in tarot, I will be able to read with it a bit better. I do love this moon card. The High Priestess is pretty cool as well. She looks powerful. Four of Wands. Yeah, I've actually looked up online how much this deck would sell for, but I really don't think I would sell it. But I've seen it go for about 500-600 euros. The cards are in like you can see, even though I used it quite a bit as a teenager, they're a bit yellowed here and there because of how old it is. But it's in remarkably good condition. But being the sentimental and nostalgic type that I am, I really don't think I will part with it. Not now, not yet at least. Because it was my first deck and my grandmother bought it for me, and it has special meaning. So the little guidebook, the little white book is not saying much. It's an introduction, just the tiniest little write-up per card. And yeah, then there's the obligatory Celtic cross in the end. Let's see, when was this even published? Let's look at the box if we can find it. Just says published by US Games. Nope, it should say here. $1993. And I think I might have gotten this 1998, perhaps 99, something like that. Anyway, that was the Londa Tarot, my very first tarot deck, and I just felt like showing it to you. I didn't really have any other ideas about what to film tonight, and I just really wanted to make a video, so I hope you liked it. Take care, be well, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.